Hello everyone, what's Professor67 here. I'm reviewing Resident Evil Remake for the Nintendo GameCube, and I'm going to be making a few comparisons between this and the PlayStation 1 version from 1996. Now what I'd first like to talk about is the actual storyline. The storyline in this is actually, they basically made it the same. The areas are all in the same locations with just a few key changes, and those changes are for the better. Now the audio and visual, all that has been changed, and it's actually a really good change, an incredible change for 2001. And I mean, like, look right now from this and from PlayStation 1, look at the difference here. I mean, even listen to the visual.
This place. Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Whisker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
What is this? Wow! What a mansion!
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
Some pretty cool things about this game, which is actually also the same in the original, is you get to choose two different characters, and each character has their plus and minus. It's actually easier to play as Jill. Oh, I choose Chris because I prefer more of a challenge. Now, with Chris you get 4 item slots and a lighter, and your knife to start out with. With Jill you get the pistol, and Barry will give you the lockpick, and you also have Barry to help you out with later on in the game. And you get to see him a couple times, like when you're fighting Lisa Trevor, things like that, which you don't do. You don't fight Lisa Trevor in the original. And anyway, what's also really cool about this game is with Jill and stuff, you get you can see different things you would normally not see as playing Chris, and vice versa. For instance, if you're playing as Chris, you're gonna have to go help Rebecca at a certain point. She gets attacked by Hunter, and you have to go save her life. And if you're playing as Jill, when you go into a bathroom, you pull a plug out of the tub, and a zombie pops out, and she just crushes its head, and that's actually pretty cool to see. And along with some of these in-game cutscenes, now that's also pretty new for GameCube back then. I mean, in-game cutscenes were actually kind of the new thing then. Also, what I'd like to talk about is when you pick a certain character, if you pick Jill, Chris is the one locked away, and if you pick Chris, Jill's the one locked away, and Barry's missing. Now, whichever one you pick, and whichever one, if you choose to save him or not, which is also interesting in the game, I'll talk more about that later, is if you save him and you don't, it doesn't affect the storyline in any way. It just affects how the endings. Like, you'll get a good ending, sad ending, an okay ending, where you save one person, great ending, you save everybody, and it works both ways for both people. Like, it's easier to do it as Jill because it follows one story, because Rebecca is only in the one game, or 2 games. And now we're gonna go along with some of the key items and the special modes. Some of the you unlock this if you beat the game in under like 3 hours. You would get an unlimited rocket launcher. I actually have that, and I wasn't trying to get it. And I don't remember how long you have to get for the unlimited pistol, but I don't remember. You also get some new outfits. One for Jill, I don't remember, it's like a commando one, and then her outfit from Resident Evil 3. And for Chris, his outfits are, I can't remember what the first one is, and the second one is his STARS uniform from Code Veronica. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, when you use a different outfit for Chris, Rebecca will have a different uniform as well, which is also pretty cool. And something that I don't remember if you get that from the original, because I haven't played the original in like 9 years, but you know, it's pretty cool. Along with they also upgraded the Jill sandwich, but that was always a classic in the original. I'll play that right now.
What happened?
Barry, help me please! The door won't open! Quick!
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down. Hurry! This way!
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You also get a couple different modes, which even enhances the difficulty of the game, which I like. For instance, once again mode. Well, that one doesn't really do much except you unlock Forrest as a zombie that runs around, and he actually runs, or speed walks, or jogs maybe, whichever, however you want to phrase it. And if you shoot him, you basically die because he's strapped with explosives. Though that seems a little ridiculous, it does add a little more challenge to the game. Although I don't see why you can't just shoot him in the head. Whatever. But anyway, and then there's real survival, which is actually realistic. I mean, you can tell by the name, it's self-explanatory. You put an item in one item box, it's not there in another one. Invisible enemy, self-explanatory. But there are key ways you can beat invisible enemy easily. Certain enemies have certain ways of detecting them, like the Crimson Head bosses, or any Crimson Head actually. You'll see the smoke coming out of their mouth and stuff, and you can see them running around. The sharks, you'll see the moving waters. With Plant 42, the monster's still there, but you don't see the tentacles. So you just, fire a couple shots and move on. You should be okay. Yawn, he's a little hard, but you see only an invisible enemy is somewhat hard, but you have a big slime trail, so it's not exactly brain surgery to figure out where he is. And the giant spider, you don't even have to fight that, so that's not even I don't even consider that a boss, because I don't even fight him. I just cut the web off the door and move on. They also give you they actually fixed a couple of the other things too, besides just graphics and everything. Like they fixed how you would meet up with Enrico. You don't, if you're playing as Jill, Barry isn't with you, and laughing at it is harder to do than it was at the original. I'm going to show you that part as well. So here's the original.
Finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Enrico!
Oh no, I'm alone. But why are you asking?
Listen, the stars are going to be finished soon. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
Oh. Enrico!
So I ask you, which is which is easier to laugh at? I guarantee you can say the original. And now I'm not harping on the original. I love the original. It's just I like the remake also. I like it more, mainly because it's it doesn't look like a bunch of retarded kangaroos programmed. I mean, when you play the original, you listen to the voice acting, you think, whose retarded cousin programmed the goddamn game? And you know what? You'd be right on some things, but it's all opinion based, and obviously there are large audio enhancements. Anyone could see that. Along with some things like fighting the tyrant, you still have the rocket launcher and stuff, but it's still kind of ridiculous that it falls straight to the ground, defying physics. But that's just me. Now there's also some really good puzzles in the game too. For instance, the mask puzzles where you have to find all 4 death masks and release the Crimson Head. Trying to create the V-Jolt, that was kind of hard because I didn't use a walkthrough, so I had to keep guessing. But if you fail, the room gets all full with toxic gas, but you just walk back in, you'll be fine. So the puzzles aren't exactly that difficult. Like one of the easiest ones was the bookcase, because it's a naked lady, so once you understand what the image is, you'll be able to easily figure that one out. In fact, it doesn't even take me more than like 10 seconds. When you go to the laboratory, things like that, there's new monsters in the game too. I don't remember, no, they had Chimera, but well, I don't think they had the part where you have a vial and you're supposed to fill it with fuel, so you put it into a fuel depot thing, and that way you could turn the power on to the elevator so you could go up to Wesker. I don't remember if they had that, but it's actually pretty cool to see something like that. And something they do have that's new is the defense weapons, which is actually it's the only Resident Evil game that actually has a defense weapon. You can have, for Jill, you get the dagger, and the stun. What the hell's this thing called? You get the stun gun, and with Chris you get the dagger and the flash grenade. Chris has the better one, the flash grenade. The flash grenade does more damage because it'll blow the head off a zombie, and you won't have to actually burn the zombie. And also, burning the zombie, something that no other Resident Evil game does, and it's actually realistic in a way, because what would you want to do with a dead body like that? You want to, burning the zombie takes care of all the toxic material on it. So you'd want to burn the zombie. That's why in every zombie movie they tell you to, after you kill it, burn it. Which is what, you know, and then if you don't burn it, it turns into another Crimson Head zombie, unless you blow the head off. Until later, that's all I have to say about Remake.